This girl with dull eyes. Drop the cup in your hand. The game is still ongoing. Is to make him break more. Still clean up. Kara was scared. Sure enough. Girls no longer throw cups. Just when I thought this farce would end, he just knelt down, then picked up the glass fragments on the ground, unexpectedly put it slowly into the import. Daughter's expression is painful, but she couldn't stop, continuously rubbing against the glass uncontrollably. Meanwhile, the computer displays the first level of the game, and the screen will continue to rotate at the same time tomorrow. Kara wakes up from home, completely destroy the game tape, throw it outside the bin bag. The police are here to investigate. Come to Kara to further understand the situation regarding the waiter's suicide by swallowing glass last night. Fortunately, my mother stopped her. This is like reminding Kara, everything that happened last night is real. That's not a dream. After that, Kara told her boyfriend Mark about last night's terrifying experience. The notion of game killing cannot be understood by any normal mind. After the two parted ways in displeasure, Kara went to the place where she persisted. Time has arrived at exactly 2 o'clock in the evening. Mom called and said there were mice at home, but it's not an ordinary mouse. And then too. Here. Mother's wailing kept coming out on the phone. The voice was filled with fear. And the map in front of the game is exactly the layout of the home. And Kara is the controller of the mouse. Kara moves the mouse to the bathroom. However, when my mother ran out of the room, the mouse ran back at the sound. At critical moments, mother fled back to her room. But the game has pop-up options. Charge in or bite through. It's turned off. To store time. Bring mother to the window. Just as the mouse rushed in, my mother jumped off a tall building. A person from China, who drove the electronic cat. The man's arm is bleeding incessantly, but when a colleague on the screen bit his arm, the blood is flowing back. Even the wound is slowly healing. It's like nothing happened before. I thought he would stay away from this terrible curse, but the insane man turned him into a game. Kara took a photo of her home and showed it to Mark to watch. Mark finally believed that Kara wasn't lying, but they didn't find any information about the game online. As a programmer, Mark decided to monitor this game in real time. As long as it starts and runs, always find a trace. As the game begins, 2 doors, one red and one blue, appeared in the room. Choose red or blue. Mark leaned close to the fence door and listened. Kara was in the red door, but she didn't hear anything. The two decided to choose Hongman, but I don't want Kara to see the figure of her deceased brother here. The two of them only found out there was no water inside when they went down, replaced by a thick white mist. The two quickly dispersed. When Kara discovered a big toy, Mark was also attacked by his brother. After a moment, both of them fell to the ground, unconscious. The game provides options again. Save my brother or Mark. Actually, Kara also knows that this brother is fake, so I chose Mark, but I didn't expect to be saving someone. My younger brother suddenly came to life, and attacked Kara. Fortunately, the final result has been achieved. My younger brother continued the scene and cut straight back to Mark's room. Display the 3rd level on the screen. Complete. Tomorrow at the same time, game continues. Amok also traced the scene, discovered a suspicious address, but they don't know. Their actions have been monitored by the game, and consider it as cheating behavior. Arrived at the place, they just realized, this is actually the game development company, but now it's already abandoned. To punish his cheating behavior, the game started early. Slow down a bit. The money you gave me. He went to the hospital. Mark wants to unplug the power, but brought into the world of gaming. Kara tried to touch but was repelled by a strong current. Kara had no choice but to make a choice. I promise. Kara chooses to visit. As a result, the tape returned all along Mark's mouth. His body has gone through this painful torment. Mark died here. At this moment, the next level is about to begin. The boy turned his head. The facial features on my face are actually stickers. What's even more strange is that the mother's left face is also covered with tape. This is the final level of the game. Kara followed the instructions to come here, and the man in front of him, after passing 2 levels, thought he would stay away from this terrifying game from now on. But he helped the tyrant become a tyrant, becoming the initiator behind the death game, to gain temporary peace. Just then, a woman suddenly takes action, but was stopped by a man's kiss. My son was sobbing and speechless on the side, because his tongue is no longer there. Actually, the system was already good. In the future, many people like Kara will come to seek revenge from men. The game rules of treating men as the ultimate boss. In the final level are simple and rough, taking advantage of the situation. Only those who survive can ultimately win. Next second, the two of them picked up their weapons silently, but the man smashed at Kara's plate. But the wound appeared on my own head. This is the curse of the game. Later, Kara clearly discovered this. Starting to scratch my palm, the wound actually appeared on the man. So when Kyla's about to stab herself, the man's son suddenly shot at Kara. As expected, the bullet finally hit the man. The man asked his son to shoot him. Sure enough, Kyla was shot and went out. Kara took the opportunity to hide in the garden and tried to commit suicide. Just then, mainly because the gun is empty of bullets, the man actually took the knife from his son's hand. Just as he slid towards his neck, Kara fell into the swimming pool carrying a stone. Soon, the man started spraying water through his mouth and nose, ultimately drowned. The game is announced to be over. In the end, Kyla survived. His true prize is enough truth. Crow incorporated these symbol codes into the computer. At this moment, he was able to design this game. He needs to transition this curse to others. His first choice is the scumbag who harms his mother and uses drugs, and at this moment, Kyler's injury miraculously healed. When inflicting harm on others, the controller will receive rewards. The curse will repair everything he has.